This is I Buddy Landell, and you're about to listen to Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, so stop working yourself into a shoot, you numbnuts. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't be a dumb ass and get offended by anything on this show. And if you do get offended, that's a you problem. Before I throw it to the fellas for another banger of an episode, shout out to all the BTT patrons, including the largest Patreon contributors of the show: Disrespectfully Classy, Mark E. Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, Good Old Justin, and Mike H. Now enjoy this Outlaw Mud Show podcast. Remember, if it don't snow, it don't go. And be blessed and be a blessing, pal.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where tonight we are celebrating the birthday episode of BTT. That is right, 10 long and strong years. But before we get into that, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on the video, make sure you type a comment or two with what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It certainly helps the channel grow. And like I said, this is the birthday episode. That's right. Happy birthday to us. Tonight, we celebrate 10 years of old school pro wrestling, outlaw mud show shenanigans as only we can do. Plenty have tried to duplicate us. Maybe that's not true. None of them are successful at it. As I say that, let me welcome in the two men who have been along with me for nearly all of that ride. One of them for all of it, for sure. The other one 6 months in. Doc, you first. Birthday month. How are you? Birthday episode, I should say.
We're 10 years old, and in another 6 years, we can drive.
I know. How you feel about that?
Man, I'm one of these new kids, man. I don't care. As long as my parents drive me around, I don't need a driver's license.
That's right.
Shit, with as expensive as it is to insure a teenager, you're going to want to keep driving them around forever just because of that.
I bet it's fucking crazy.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
It is a crime. It should be illegal. But I'm not here to talk about the negativity tonight. We're here to celebrate 10 years of this outlaw mud show shenanigans.
Living, laughing, and loving.
Certainly living, laughing, and loving sometimes.
Sometimes.
I got an email this week. Matter of fact, somebody.
Are you cracking peanuts in the background?
No. Okay, it's over.
It never
I got
changed.
these old fucking comic books, right? That I flipped through while we're fucking doing this. And these motherfuckers, right? You know they come in those little plastic bags?
Yes.
Are the pages made of aluminum foil?
Well, there's one I just took out. It's from 1977. It's a Warlord comic. You know, the guy from the fucking Ramco toys. And these motherfuckers that put they put tape to tape it closed. So when you put the comic in, the fucking tape grabs the goddamn fucking comic. What the fuck are the fucking idiots?
Idiots. How are you doing tonight otherwise? You reading some comics? What else you got going on, Harper?
I'm doing fine. And Mike, they moved X-Rated to Vegas because they offered us more money. So you should let fucking everybody know that.
Okay,
nice.
Don't start rumors like that, man. Somebody out there who's bought a ticket would think you're being serious. So please stop.
How much money do you fucking need, bruh? Jesus Christ.
The answer is they want all of it.
Yes, Harper. Do you,
You
not
know what they
not
remind me of? Like, you know, because I follow like fucking LSU, right? You know, everyone follows their favorite college team, and when they always have to committed 5-star wide receiver, 3rd ranked in the country, goes to LSU, and everyone's like, yeah. And then 2 months later, he's decommitted. My bad. Now he's at Florida State. It's like, fucking, why even sign the fucking paper, bro? If you can just fucking jump up and leave.
I remember about 8 years ago on this show, DeAndre Jordan did that to the Mavericks, and I cut a big ass promo on him. Remember that, Mike?
Fuck.
Vaguely.
And if I'm one of these other cities that's like next year or the year after, I'm thinking, damn, they're going to fuck me over too. Like if it goes to, you know, Atlanta or fucking Dallas by y'all, they're going to fuck you over too because fucking New York or whoever fucking throw out a bigger fucking check.
Yes.
It's like an NIL deals, bro.
Yes.
Harper is okay. Like peek behind a curtain here. Harper, not that we don't believe in capitalism, but Harper is Mr. Capitalism, and he's cutting a promo on capitalism right now, and he don't realize it.
You signed a contract, though, Michael.
That don't mean nothing to these rich folks.
That's what I'm saying.
The sooner you, Harper, and all these people out here listening to us get it through y'all's heads, the rich people play by a different set of rules than all the normal people. Then you can start to really look the real problem in the eye.
And they, you know, I'm watching this, and they took out the fucking house shows, and now it's a house note just to go to fucking Raw. I'm like, what the? It's like you were taking out your fucking main demographic, which was families.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about families.
Yeah,
bruh, who took y'all to y'all's first fucking wrestling show? When y'all were children, bro.
My parents.
Exactly.
Sportatorium.
My godfather actually bought the tickets to the first one I ever went to, and I went with my mom, obviously. But yeah. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. You can't do that now.
Nah.
Then you don't get wrestling. That's what they're telling you. That's capitalism. If you can't pay the cost, you don't get to be the boss. You just don't get to go.
But that's your demographic. It's fucking kids, bro.
Not if we can't figure something. Not if we can't figure something else out.
Dude, this bubble's gonna bust on their ass, dude. Because everyone can't be spending this goddamn money. Because who knows what the fuck the future holds?
All the bubbles are gonna burst, and it's gonna be a ridiculous clusterfuck.
All right, can we get back to 10 years? Because we sound like old men yelling at the clouds right now.
But it's true, though.
I'm not lying. Look, I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. I am the one always being accused lately of being the disgruntled one, and I need therapy or something. Because Harper gets on here, and angry Harper, he's the coup de grace, man. He takes over. And but I don't disagree with you, Harper. You do alienate your base, and that's a problem. If your base can't afford to come see you anymore, that's a problem. You know, I was talking to my kid when him and two of his friends went to Raw in Dallas a couple months back, and man, they spent with 3 tickets. It was like close to $400.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Now they're 20 years, you know, it's 3 20-year-olds.
Watch these motherfuckers sit there and shoot a fucking promo and go to goddamn commercial, and then there's a match, and then something happening but you're paying to watch this shit on the Jumbotron.
You know what's funny? As you say that, I had this thought several weeks ago on the show because, you know, I've been watching good bit of Raw lately and a little bit of SmackDown here and there. And it really did hit me. And I kept getting this, people kept DMing the show this too. And I really started to realize it once I started to hear it, and then I started paying attention. Man, they on Raw and SmackDown, it's like watching almost like a play. I don't know how to describe it because I'm not big into plays or anything, but it's just like we're going to go out there and orate for 30 minutes. every 20 minutes, we're going to have a 20-minute promo. And we're just up there. And when it's guys who can do it like Punk and McIntyre and Roman, and it's good, but you really are just going there, just watching people like talk. But here's the thing. We
Right.
said this years ago. Like we were talking about this in 85, 86 Crockett. Man, we don't know if we fell in love with wrestling or the shit talking. Actually, I think it's both. But like there's so much shit talking that makes wrestling great that they're just going like overboard with it at this point though.
I understand that, but you weren't paying a fucking card note to see it.
That is
People
true.
still are doing it. People are still doing it for two reasons. People
What?
are stupid and they have
That's
access to credit.
But that's Doc nailed it. As long as you got access to credit and you can pay that bill, they're gonna keep using it.
Isn't that crazy, bro? I mean, don't they realize you can't keep? You're basically hot-shotting. Sooner or later,
What do
you're
you
gonna run out
think
of
the
fucking
robots?
gas.
What do you think the robots are going to do? They're going to hotshot the territory, get rid of everybody's jobs, and nobody can buy shit.
Yeah,
But they're going
I
to do
just
it.
don't-
That's going to happen.
It was so. And then they killed off the fucking house shows.
Or you want
Yeah,
to hear
that's
something
real
sad?
fucking smart.
You want to hear something sad? Latrell came to me the other night and he goes, "Hey, what's the next? When's the next WWE PLE?" I was like, "Next what?" Oh, you mean pay-per-view?
Yeah, don't
And
worry
it
about it because you'll be watching it on the fucking sofa.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I have never been to a Raw or SmackDown in person ever.
Really?
Really,
Wow.
I'm not. I wasn't paying it 10 years ago.
Yeah, I just don't fucking. I don't get it, bro. And they kill off
Nobody in the entertainment industry is doing anything worth the prices they're charging. Nobody.
Yeah, no one is. That is goddamn
Wrestling,
true.
sports, music,
Comedy. Yeah, fuck
nobody.
that.
Until everybody gets a little bit more realistic on pricing their talent, I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah. And that's where the house shows would be perfect. And
Yeah, they could come over to my house and do a show.
it was so stupid. It's like, but you could make the house shows work. It's so easy to make it fucking work, but they don't want to fucking do it.
There's no money in it.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, bro. You got to book this. I saw if they're supposed to have the fucking NXT thing at that fucking Yingling Center, and the ticket sales were fucking garbage, and I think they had to move it to the Performance Center.
Okay.
Isn't that correct, Mike?
I don't. You are the industry insider on this one.
You don't want to introduce this topic, and now you're asking me questions. I'm not sure.
No, I just don't say they kill the house shows because they don't make any fucking money because no one wants to go watch fucking the fucking NXT guys. Because I mean, let's be honest, most people are like, who? It's right. You gotta book this shit in these little dickhead mid-major cities like Shreveport or Lake Charles or Jackson, Mississippi, because every one of those towns has a UNO Lakefront Arena size.
Not if you go
building.
set up a residency in a big city and make them come to you.
Yeah, but those young people need to learn how to work in front of an arena of paid fucking people.
That is so far down the list on what they give a shit about.
And it's so, and to get people to go, you throw in main event talent that's not in main event fucking angles right now. You have fucking LA Knight is going to make an appearance, and AJ Styles is going to be there, and Sami Zayn. And you have to work with the younger talent that you think that has something, so they can work in front of a live audience with someone that's a veteran.
Why would we go to that shithole town and clear $250,000 tonight when we could just stay home and make $400,000 some other way?
But I mean, you can fucking just spend less money. Just use regular fucking guardrails.
They are not a wrestling company anymore. They are a publicly traded entertainment and television product.
I understand that, but here's a problem. But WWE has a problem. I don't think anyone's ever brought this up, as far as I know. They got an AIDS problem.
Uh-oh. An AIDS problem?
You're sitting. Okay, they got Cena. Cena's gonna be gone. He does his farewell tour. You got fucking CM Punk's in his mid-40s. How long does he want to keep this shit going?
Forever. Fight forever. Bump,
if
bump,
he
bump,
can.
bump, bump.
And then you got Randy Orton. He's probably the same age. I mean, he can still go, but how long does he want to do this fucking shit for? Fucking waking up, fucking hurting.
Weeks.
And then you got, and then the thing is, bro, you take Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, bro. If they ain't 40, they're fucking close to it, bro.
Okay.
So sooner or later, Father Time's going to start kicking them in the fucking balls. And you got the NXT people that's supposed to be the next fucking crop, and they haven't been working in front of a big fucking crowd. So when you need to pull people up, it's like you just, here, go do it. Fuck.
These are all fantastic, valid, true arguments. But when you work in a publicly traded company, the bosses only care about the end of this quarter. Maybe the next one. They ain't looking at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no long-term booking in a publicly traded company.
Is that true, Mike? You went to college.
Okay, everybody here went to college. Only one of us didn't graduate from college, but I ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah, you.
Well, why do you have to talk like that?
Because he wants to be funny. Dude, first off, the question of who are they going to replace this age problem, that has been pointed out for forever over the years. I totally agree. The megastars, they are aging out. They are definitely aging out, and you have a diminishing return on people who could be future megastars. For one. The next problem you talk about, I do agree with you. It is a problem not going to these little small towns. Like, I don't even say little small towns, but places where you're not gonna do a Raw or a SmackDown. Because if you've ever been to a house show, a WWE house show in the last maybe 8 years or so, they tend to be pretty damn entertaining. I've been to one, and I hear from people who've been to multiple ones, and the house shows actually are a lot of times better than the TV. So because
they're actually wrestling.
Well, yeah, but like
Harper sounds 4 million years old.
He does. The problem is, like, Doc is nailing it. They're not thinking about next year, the year after that. They are maximizing revenue in the moment they're in, and going to these smaller, B towns or whatever, or forget what word you use, Harper. Going to those is not going to help the bottom line. Here's the next thing. The whole TKO thing and, what UFC does. UFC runs weekly. Every now and then, a couple times a year, they skip a Saturday night. But they run every single, pretty much Saturday night. Now, if they're overseas, it may air at noon. But for the most part, they're starting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday. They do their fight nights, which oftentimes are from the Apex in Las Vegas, which is damn near like, I don't want to say like Techwood Drive, but it's where they it's like their home little arena, so to say. And then they go out to the other arenas on Saturday. They go out to bigger arenas on Saturday. And then once a month, they do a pay-per-view at an arena. And I point that out because, well, it ain't like they doing house shows. Not that they need to, totally different sport if you break it down, but they're just they're not going to quite mirror what it is because it's two different things. But by saying we're not doing this, we're just going to do SmackDown, Raw, and PLEs. I mean, they're just trying to maximize those revenues. But I'm with Harper. That's a problem when your fan base doesn't live anywhere near these major cities that there's going to be a Raw or SmackDown. You can't see those stars in person. Look, we were all young once. It was one thing to watch Mid-South Wrestling, world class, whatever, WWF, or even for Harper, because I know he went to some of those, or WCW when we were young kids. It's one thing to watch
UWF
those
shows.
UWF. It's one thing to watch that stuff on TV. It's another thing to be 8, 9, 10 years old to go see it in person for the first time. Because and I know.
That's where you build your fan base.
The first time I sat down in an arena and saw wrestling, I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. To see that ring, to see the wrestlers come out, it was the smell of the building, like all of it. And I mean, you're talking to somebody who had been to very large sporting events like Harper. Look, the Saints weren't selling out back then, but we went to the Superdome when there was 40 to 50,000 people in there. The team was bad, but we enjoyed it. So if we could be mesmerized by wrestling, man, can you? I mean, in the first time you walk in and you see that, they're messing up or not. I mean, Harper's on to something, but you know what? They don't care because they're not thinking about that.
Because I'm thinking, I was about to say that. I remember going in the UNO and seeing that ring in the red, white, and blue ropes with the WWF logo on the turnbuckle. Like, holy shit! Here it is.
I'll do you one better.
And just think of how many children are not going to get that fucking experience.
Well, here's the WWE's new slogan: "Fuck them kids." And here's why.
For real.
Here's why. I'm telling you this right now, and this may be the most true thing I've ever said on this show. If some motherfucker came running down the hall in Stanford and said, Triple H, we have just figured out the cure for cancer. And if that shit didn't make enough money, it ain't going to be publicized. So there you go.
Well,
all right, that's the end of it. It's they're there.
Isaac Yankum.
They're there for the sole purpose to maximize revenue for the shareholders. Wrestling is just how they kind of do it. They're there to make money any way they can.
That's nice.
All right, so
it's
Harper,
bullshit, is what it is. But
Harper, you feeling better now that you got that off your chest?
Then, now, and forever.
That's right. Making that money.
Here's the craziest thing though to think about. Like, their whole motto obviously is maximize profits, right? And in some ways, in the territories, it was the same, but it was different. It was a different business model to get to that point. It's changed. We gotta, at some point, we just gotta be like, we've said this over the years here. It's just different now. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's not the same thing. But I will die on this hill. I do believe it is going to be, it's messed up when these young kids that don't live in these large cities can't see it live. That's not good.
Here's the other side. We've broken you down. Now let's bring you back up. Let me build you back up. Where they step out of the scene in the capitalistic society opens up all kinds of opportunities for young promoters, for the champs, for the Wildcats of the world. Go build the territories back. You could do it.
The territories ain't coming back, man. That ship's sailed.
Not like it was 60 years ago. I'm just saying you can replace it with something else.
Well, I mean, some towns do it.
Hey, here's the thing. Whether it's going to the Colts game or going to the go see fucking, I don't know, ACDC, whatever. Everything you try to do right now is $400 before you leave the house. Everything you try to do in entertainment is $400. Go be a quality, low cost alternative.
Dude, I hate leaving the house now because it's like,
I hate leaving the house.
It's too expensive.
I would rather eat shit and die than walk out that goddamn fucking door.
Bro is preaching.
Bruh, I got my PS5 now. I'm straight.
It's as I told my wife, it's too expensive to go outside, man.
Oh yeah, bro. That's like I sat there for fucking Memorial Day. I put on Missing in Action 2, baby. All gave some gave all.
Oh.
Remember that movie?
Sure.
With Chuck Norris?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Y'all remember that?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris.
Come on.
He does a little.
Y'all didn't grow up watching that?
He's about to get
what?
He's about to get worked into a shoot, Doc.
Y'all never grew up watching Missing in fucking Action with Chuck Norris.
I don't believe I've ever seen a movie with Chuck Norris in it.
What a fucking asshole. You ever seen Delta Force?
Oh no.
Been a long time.
That doesn't sound like I would do.
My fucking God, bro.
Boy, this has just been a hell of a night. Boy, what a birthday. You must be exhausted from all this anger, Harper.
Yeah, book it, bitch.
Well, Thanks everybody for being here for this birthday anniversary. We'll take whatever you got show.
What a celebration.
10 years. Yeah. How many podcasts get to this number? Not many.
If they do, they take long sabbaticals. Trust me on that one.
Okay, that's fair. So we're here tonight to celebrate ourselves, the only people that really matter in all of this. Mike, you said you had a little surprise for us. Maybe something about the early patrons. What you got for us?
Yeah, some of the early patrons, I went and I tried to look up some on the old Podbean patron platform. So that's before we moved over to Patreon. We started the Podbean patron service, and that was back in like 2016. So, we didn't have Patreon or patrons the first several years of doing this. First, probably that was at the end of 2016. So it was probably a year and a half.
Think of all that wasted revenue. We could have stopped doing house shows and just done patrons.
Exactly, Mike.
So according to what I was able to look up, and I'm doubting some of this only because I know the first two listed are accurate, but then there's some names that I know are missing. So Marty Howell, who was with us for a very long time, he was the first.
Is he still with us, or did something happen?
No, Marty's still alive. He's still with us.
Where did he listen? Yeah, where did he go? Did Harper piss him off?
No, man.
He just got tired of us?
No, I didn't say he went anywhere. What is wrong with you?
Oh. Well,
you said he wasn't with us.
No. Okay, if I did, I didn't mean it to come out that way. So anyway, Marty Howell, the first one. Riley Arnwine. You'll remember that.
Oh my,
name,
that asshole was super key in the he's a Smoky Mountain superstar, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still a patron to this day on Patreon. So thank you, Riley, for your support.
Think about how many of your illegitimate children you could have sent to college by now.
He probably paid for it if I got to turn it off.
No,
that's the way to get him every
Matter
time.
of fact, there is a Craigslist ad he wants you to review, and I've been telling this man we're gonna do it one of these days, and me and you need to finally review this damn Craigslist ad because it's weird. That's all I'll say. It's very weird. No. Yeah, he wants your take on it. So Raleigh was the second. I believe we have David DeVries, our brother from Australia, who we brought back from the dead when Harper was telling the story.
Think about that revenue stream we would have lost if he died.
Okay. Harper was telling the story of his buddy having relations with a deaf woman.
With a deaf broad.
And it woke David up from his coma. Yeah. I don't know how else to say it. Mm-hmm.
I work miracles.
And then we had Dan, I think it's Varner. He's been around forever, still with us. Thank you, Dan. And then T-Hog 94.
Jesus Christ.
Now let me be clear. These are our earliest patrons, as I say that. Tim Morecci as well. These are our earliest patrons. So thanks, Tim. Armando Martinez was one of the early patrons as well. So I gave about 5 or 6 names right there. I just wanted to mention them. Now, as I mentioned the earliest patrons, I also need to mention some of the longest tenured listeners. And the 2 names that come to mind before anybody else. These guys were before we got on the Cornette Show. These guys were before I was on 605. So we're talking people who found us when we were just really, really grassroots. First one I'm going to name is, he's going to love this because he created the Steven Jaworski crank off moment of the week, which I had to stop doing because it was too much of a rib on him, but he created it. That would be Mr. Chris Sapita. So thank you, Chris, for listening to this Outlaw Mud show since 2015. God bless you. I don't know how you survive with us in your ears all those years. Doc, you remember him, right?
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Is he a 49ers fan? Is that correct?
He is a Tampa Bay Bucks fan who
That's
is
Armando.
He is a Tampa
I
Bay
get my
Bucks fan
Mexicans
from
mixed up.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh yeah. So what I don't remember, what I can't figure out is how we had the free time back when we started, because we were reviewing like Impact and Ring of Honor, and like we had time to watch wrestling. What the fuck were we doing?
It actually was just Raw at first, and then we started with Impact and Raw. Back when Impact was actually good. I know people hear that and they go, "What the hell is wrong with?" No, Impact had
that was one of the lasting memories of this show, was when I first met Mike. We sat in my office one day watching Jay Lethal and Ric Flair doing the woo-off from TNA when it was still relatively current. And we laughed our asses off so bad that our stomachs were hurting and our cheeks were hurting. It's just that kind of, you can still enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a house show in Butt Nugget, Iowa to enjoy wrestling. You can still listen to us and have fun.
And then I have to mention this name. He is one of the earliest patrons, as I said a second ago, but Doc's old friend and nemesis, T-Hog 94. He's been around since the 2015 years as well.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions about a couple of people. We'll just do this out in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Have we heard from Phil Allen in a while?
I have, yeah.
We define heard.
On the Facebook page.
Yeah, he's still on Facebook.
Is he still out there? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's the Black Tully Blanchard is still running around out there?
Yeah. Smoky Mountain Negro.
Ron Fuller, not Harper. Yeah. Let's be clear. Ron Fuller said that on his show. I wouldn't have said
that.
That was so fucking beautiful.
Jesus Christ, it was terrible.
He just says it without even okay.
He just
like you said it.
It rolled off of his tongue too easy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
You would know.
We got a question from a gentleman. He goes by the handle, the Smoky Mountain Bleep. And he wants to know. It's like, dude, do you realize what you just said?
And then he puts over the question. That's a really good question.
That's a real good question. Yeah, no, Phil's still around. I mean, he hates you because you're a Cowboy fan, but he's still around.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
a big
nice.
Eagles guy.
Yeah, that's nice. We can't all just live, laugh, and love together. I know.
Okay, what other Doc, what other names come to mind do you have questions about? Because you don't interact with the people like me and Harper do.
Right. Again, we need to take this opportunity to not just make it about ourselves and mention a couple of our fallen brothers. Silva, was it Doug Detar?
Doug Silver. Let's see, Mike Sahina recently. I'm gonna miss some names. It's unfortunate. There's been several. I'm actually gonna go look it up right now because I want to make sure
we brought people back to life, but we didn't kill anyone, did we?
Not yet.
Whoa. Sir.
Not yet. The day ain't over yet.
All right, so here we go. Doug Detar, RIP, 2018. Randy Miller, 2022. Robert Silva, 2024. God, he's been gone that long already. Lucas Schumacher, 2025. He died this year, and Mike Sahina, 2025, died this year. We've actually lost 3 people in the last 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
What is our revenue plan to get at least 3 to 4 more new patrons to make up for that?
Okay, you're an asshole, and I'm not answering that question,
come
you
on.
fucking idiot.
That's how companies think, not us. I'm just giving everybody an insight.
Well, we don't do that around here. Slap nuts.
Okay.
It's like that
give everybody a 3 month.
If you die tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, they'll have someone else in your spot.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Your job will be posted the next day.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
R.I.P. Mike Mills. Oh, we have an opening here.
Yeah, it's really messed up. It really is.
You can go sign the board where we're gonna all sign it on how much Mike meant to us, and then send it to the family.
Yeah,
it's messed up, ain't it?
Prayer warriors need it. It's true though.
That's a term right there that gets me hot for sure.
Prayer warriors need it. I always say that when one of my friends posts something stupid. Like, oh my God, today was the worst day ever. Had to work a double, but Prairie Warriors need it.
Come on.
All right. Can we get back to any other shout outs you got out there, Doc, or people you questions about since you don't interact with the folks?
No, I feel like the other thing that would be worth mentioning right now is just, we've had the opportunity, hopefully, to turn some of you folks on to some things in wrestling that you normally or look at it a different way. Like for us, we've had some unique opportunities to, I don't know, discover people that maybe we hadn't thought of in a certain way. You know who I'm talking about, Mike?
Ron Wright.
What's that mean?
Mr. Ron Wright comes to mind immediately. We had heard him about him on the 605 and stuff, but we didn't. I mean, what do we know?
I mean, I just remember Cornette talking about him years ago before we even dove into Smoky, and I'll never forget watching the episode, the first one he appears on. He's in the wheelchair.
He rolled the fuck out of. You just see him rolling away, and it's like
no.
dude.
The first promo he cuts, where he's just in front of the, just the microphone. He's sitting in the wheelchair, and he says, my name's Mr. Ron Wright. I'm here to find me a gentleman wrestler. And I remember looking at that dude, and the first thing that came in my mind is, that's an old man in a wheelchair. When's he coming out of it, and who's he fucking?
Didn't he manage some Russian guy or something at first?
He came out and handed them the knucks, but then that's when he was rolling off.
Yeah, that's when he rolled away from the scene of the crime, which was beautiful. Ron Wright, we got to see, obviously Ron Fuller in all his glory in Smoky. That was fun.
Did you
say Rob or Ron?
Ron. Robert Fuller. I'm sorry. I said Ron, but I meant Robert.
We got to see Tim Horner in a way that we didn't expect to.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Shameless.
Fax machine.
He was shameless. Lawson. Whoa.
Come on. What's that? Come on.
That's not classy.
Yeah.
Who could ever forget the gangsters in Smoky?
That was their best. To me, that was their best stuff.
That was some cool.
Yeah. That shit was great.
That was so great. Those people, when they would pan to the audience and the outrage on their face that these two black dudes are in the ring whooping these pink necks. Those racist bastards in the audience are like, you get them damn gangsters, I'm going to get their ass. You don't get them, I'm going to get them for you. When the Klan walked up to, what's the story Tracy told? The Klan told Tracy,
hey, if y'all don't get them, we're here to back you up.
If y'all don't get them, we're going to take care of them for you. And Tracy's like, brother, it's all right. We got them. Yeah, man, we had some fun times in Smoky. That was for sure.
And even now, though, like, we had an all-timer just a couple of weeks ago with Robert Fuller. We've had fun with Johnny B. Bad ending up on BET. It's just there. It's interesting to see where you can find the entertainment these days. It ain't on WWE. It never was.
That's nice.
Wow.
What?
You just sound so.
Y'all know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about that bullshit.
Okay, sure. Whatever floats your boat, man. Like I always say.
Yeah.
What you want to talk about, Jesse?
Okay, so any other closing thoughts on our 10-year?
So thanks everybody for the first 10 years. The next 10 years will be even raunchier because we're going to start to see Harper really devolve into becoming an old man.
Yeah.
And he's already cranky. There's no telling what this is going to look like.
And
what do you think's the longest running podcast?
Us.
Probably like Wade Keller.
Wrestling or just in general?
Like in general.
Oh, I don't
Mark
know.
Maron has a long one. Rogan has been around forever.
Yeah, but they had to have somebody before him.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think in terms of wrestling, it's probably Wade Keller.
Yeah.
Real quick.
He still does one?
Wade Keller?
Yeah.
Yeah, he still
There
does
you
it.
go.
The open source podcast launched in 2003 is considered the longest running podcast still actively producing new episodes.
Wow.
Okay.
2003. God.
Jeez. And you're still doing new ones? Do they do it like once a week or what?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I am here to tell you that, like,
CDs.
you can have people that'll tell you, oh yeah, I've been doing one for 10 years, I've been doing one for 15 years. It kind of reminds me of like independent wrestling promoters back in the day.
Oh my God.
Who are like, if you bear with me for a second, I'm gonna turn into disgruntled Harper right here, like he was earlier. You get these indie wrestling promoters, sit there and tell you, oh brother, I've been booking since 1993 in that area. Dude, you ran one show every 6 months. You took 5 years off, and you act like you're the longest running wrestling promotion of all time. Like, no, that's not how it works. You aren't consistent. Okay, so pump the brakes, frickin' Vince McMahon Jr. over there. You ain't all that. You barely run. So like, I hear people go, "Oh, this podcast's been around forever." Yeah, well, how many times did they do a show? Because we haven't missed a show in 10 years. And for 3 years and 9 months, you got 2 free shows a week.
That's right. And I want to know how many goddamn sick days I got added up since then.
What?
I want to use them all.
Oh, okay. For real. Doc.
Yeah, I can't stand that with the goddamn wrestling.
Oh,
I've been wrestling for 10 years. Like, when they put my wrestling career.
Oh, God.
Like they're Ric Flair or something. That's like some guy that plays once a month in some dickhead band in the local bar saying, my musical career, like they're Bruce Springsteen or some shit. You're a fucking mailman that does this once every fucking month at the bar. Go sit the fuck down.
Right. So unless you're paying your bills with it and not working anywhere else.
Right.
It's not a career.
You're just like us, dipshit.
Yeah, dipshit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Michael, let's go to...
No, I want to point something out. So this is going to drop on, like, I think June the 4th or 5th. So BTT Wildkat X-Rated is happening on Friday night, June the 27th. So just wanted to point it out. If tickets may be gone by now, but if they're not, Harper and I will be there Friday night, June the 27th in New Orleans at Southport Hall in New Orleans, Louisiana, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. bell time. I don't know. Doors open at 6. It says 6 to 11 p.m. on the flyer, I believe, but we will be there. Come to the 6th annual BTT Wildkat X-Rated Meet-Up. And I'll leave it at that. So I wanted to make sure I mention that before we move on. And if you're going, email me. I'm just curious, trying to get a head count to see who's going to be there. I believe we're going to have our biggest attendance yet, but it's always nice to hear who's going to come. So there's that.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic, because we are like way into this and we ain't even started on the review portion. Y'all wanted to talk about Jesse from Saturday Night's Main Event about a week and a half ago?
I don't know. We could. Okay, let's talk about it.
All right. I'm waiting.
Dude, he was trying to do 1992 Jesse, but he's 2025. He sounded like an old man yelling at the clouds. And he was on for the Saturday Night Main Event, and he did the main event that was the cage match. And he's out there cutting a promo on everybody while they're trying to announce the participants of the match. And they're trying to like give him the Iggy, like, shut up. And he just keeps talking.
I didn't see a problem with a lot of what he was doing. Because to me, he sounded like the Jesse that we've heard for 30, 40 years ago at this point.
I just don't like how he spoke over the goddamn ring announcer.
I mean, that's a problem.
Shut the fuck up. You don't, even I know not to do that. It's fucking Wildkat.
That was my problem is like he seemed like he was an old man in the spotlight one last time and he was going to get it for all it's worth.
He was going to get his shit in.
Yeah, and he was getting his shit in. And to me, he's better than that, or he should be.
Okay, so
What
I
an
thought you had a
asshole.
problem with just how he was ripping on the escape the cage rules, or he was ripping on.
Well, he was burying everybody that he could get his hands on.
He just sounded like
but the
old
thing is,
Jesse
he
to
wasn't
me.
wrong though. That's the thing. He wasn't wrong.
No, but I guarantee. Do you think he'll be back?
No, I don't know. That's the question.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters to him. But like, he just sounded like Jesse who don't give a damn, just like he does in '93 where we're at right now.
Yeah, but no, he doesn't sound the same because he's 75 years old and his voice is weaker. He sounds slower and he doesn't sound as I'm this biting, whatever, aggro dude. He sounded like an old man yelling at clouds.
Okay. I didn't have a problem with that. Him arguing about this escape the cage rules. It was funny when he said Priest just walks out the cage. I wonder if he called the limo driver before he walked out.
Just shitting on the finish.
He really, but I mean, like him being critical of the ref. I mean, like he's done that his whole career.
That's different. That's part of the shtick. I'm just saying. And he just was laying all. He wouldn't shut up when they were trying to announce the participants. And Harper's like, right. Everybody knows that.
Okay, fair enough.
Stay out of the way, old man.
You don't have to be so mean to him.
Yeah. He's a veteran.
Sure is.
Of what?
Many
he was
wars,
a Navy
right?
SEAL.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fighting Predator.
Tonga. Yeah. Yeah, and he fought Predator.
I've seen that one.
Oh, thank God. Did you see Running Man? He was in that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Let's see, what else was he in? He was in Demolition Man for like 2 seconds.
Okay. Good job, Jesse. Book it.
Bitch.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready to get into Saturday night at this point?
Yes.
We probably should.
It's been almost an hour.
Doc's blown up. Harper's blown up. Let's get into it. If you're only listening,
So we got an hour and a half left. Come on, let's go.
If Doc and Harper sound salty and you're only watching the video version of this on Patreon, they got blown up during the intro, which was about 45 minutes at this point, because that's how long we've been going. Jesus Lord. All right, this week's episode, it was taped October 5th, 1993 at Center Stage, and it is airing November 13th of 93, so about 6 weeks after the fact. It's the second half of the taping from that day, according to the history of WWE.com. At the start of the show, Mean Gene, Tony, and Jesse start the show, and Jesse is full of comedy, calling Tony and Gene midgets. I don't see Half Pint up there. I don't know why he would be so mean to them, but It is what it is. Jesse's got that nice stylish shirt on that Harper loves. Anyway.
Yeah, don't you like that?
It's something. It's something.
He had the Malcolm X hat on
right.
Saturday Night's main event.
He sure did.
He sure did.
Yeah.
That led to a whole civil rights lesson at our house of like, what's that X hat? And we had to go into that story.
Well, we go
him,
from the intro to Tony throws us to a replay of Vader versus Flair at the Clash. It was a bunch of shenanigans where it seemed like Flair beat Vader by pin, but it was overturned because Vader was DQ'd. You can hear us break down the Clash at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That is tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Sign up for our 10-year anniversary if you have never been a patron. You won't regret it. After the match, they set up Sid and Flair versus Vader and Austin, which will take place later on this episode. From there, we go to Bagwell and Scorpio with Teddy Long. And I got to show Harper this. He saw the picture because I posted it in his Facebook group.
This tag team.
Boy, Harper saw it on Facebook, but it is Bagwell and Scorpio who are out there dong dancing. And they're about to take on Chick Donovan and Paul Lee. And all I got to say is to Chick and Paul Lee, boys, save some tang for us. I mean, look at this crew.
Man.
Look at these two. Harper, can you describe them to the people out there?
Doesn't Chick Donovan look like he's wearing a wig, but he's
Yes.
not wearing a wig?
It's ridiculous. It's that. What did you call him from Buck Rogers that time?
Oh, the fucking bird guy from
Yes.
Buck Rogers.
Yeah. His hair is like a helmet, man.
Yeah.
But these two are the Dong
Here's my
Express.
question. Here's my question. Did Chick Donovan make money in wrestling? Like, I heard he was a firefighter at one point too, but like, is he making money at this?
Like it's his day job?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He's-
I mean, I guess at one time,
Right.
yeah. But
Yep.
I mean, now he's just like an enhancement talent guy. I mean, for the most part. I mean,
But he was in
let's be
Dallas
honest.
too.
Yeah, I think put it like this. I think there were times in his life where he definitely was making enough money to just wrestle and not, do other things. Like, it wasn't supplemental income for him. It was how he supported himself. But I also think he never made great money. So,
Right.
and he's still doing appearances. So I guarantee
I saw that.
I guarantee he's not going to these spots nowadays for $50 or $100. When he goes, I guarantee he's charging a decent amount of money. Now, he ain't charging, Flair level money to show up, but
Okay, so the other question: what is Paul Lee doing for work during the day?
Jiffy Lube.
No, I don't know, man. Let's see. With that hair,
I mean, you know what he looks like, Harper. We've talked about him 100 times over the years.
yeah. I think I don't know, bro. He's got that hair, and he doesn't want to get his hair fucked up. I bet he works at Sears.
Doing
By
what?
the appliance section, like when you go buy like a refrigerator on the second floor.
Well, that's a legitimate question. Doing what? Because back then, you could have worked anywhere from auto to hell. At one point, Sears was selling homes.
Jesus Christ, what?
Yeah, you could.
Sears
There was
fell
you could order a home out of a Sears catalog many moons ago.
I got a
Sears.
Sears shotgun.
See?
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You could
yeah.
buy, dude. There was a time when you could buy anything from Sears. Not to get on the Sears topic, but yeah, I mean,
It's the Sears brand. It says Sears Roebuck. So it was my dad's. God, my dad bought it like in the 50s. It's a bolt action shotgun.
Papa Harper bought a Sears on Roebuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
If I don't shoot you with my Sears shotgun, I'm gonna stab you with my Montgomery Ward's switchblade.
Paul Lee works at Sears retail. Okay, Doc, continue. Quick match.
It was quick. It was decent. I mean, the baby faces are still, they're over, and they should be, and they got to get out there and dance, have a reason to dance a little bit. That makes perfect sense.
So Bagwell comes off the top rope with a 450, and Bagwell and Scorpio, managed by Teddy Long, win by pin. And there was that. So not like we did not think they would win. So they win. Any other thoughts, Doc, before we continue?
No, ma'am.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Come on. That's ma'am.
I know. I'm not even entertaining him. I know where he's going. All right. From there, we go to Mean Gene in the Battle Bowl Control Center, promoting the 3rd annual Battle Bowl, which will be coming up on Patreon in another couple of weeks. This Mean Gene tells us there are 40 stars eligible. 32 people will be chosen. 16 tag teams and 8 tag matches, with the winners of those tag matches will go on to Battle Bowl. This is the first year where Battle Bowl is not a part of Starrcade. It's its own pay-per-view. So call your local cable provider so that you can hear us discuss it on Patreon at tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. Doc has pulled the largest rib on us all because he's not going to be on that show. It appears that it's going to be...
You fucking
Wow.
Crockett.
It's going to be Crockett. Yeah. Doc is pulling out of that show. He wants no part of it.
God damn.
If you think I'm getting out of here for that, wait till you see what happens, what I do when Hogan shows up.
Oh, God. All right. Well, there's a couple of promos, nothing really to talk about. Any thoughts on the Battle Bowl Control Center, Doc?
Absolutely not. I completely checked out on this bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Just not Battle. It's Battle Bowl.
I can't believe you're gonna make me fucking look at this shit.
I already told Crockett.
No, don't just say you got Wildcat business and let him and Crockett do it.
Harper.
Yeah.
I already told Crockett. I said, Crockett, if you want to break down these matches like you love breaking down these matches, I said, I'm not doing it for Battle Bowl. I am not reviewing all those tag matches. Yeah, okay, Doc, I know you want me to hit pause, so I paused it there because we have some ladies in the audience.
Oh, yeah, that's the timestamp I have, actually.
Okay. I'm like, I am not doing that with Battle Bowl. And he was like, okay. Anyway, all right, well, we keep moving. The next match is Ice Train versus Fred Avery. And Doc wanted me to freeze it. Hold on. Doc wanted me to freeze it on these two ladies in the crowd. Doc, your thoughts on the pink? One's got pink on.
The pink gives us a choo-choo.
Okay.
Harper, what's going on with this chick in the pink?
Oh yeah, she's.
What does she drive?
That's what I'm trying to think. It's too easy to say a fucking Camaro. That's fucking obvious. Oh God, you know what? A Geostorm.
It's a good one. What size bra you think she's packing there?
Oh God, I have no idea.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know bra size.
Freaking pervert.
I mean, grow up.
Jesus Christ.
That girl's got a pack of GPCs in her purse.
What about the chick to her right? The white chick's got a fanny pack.
Jesus Christ, yeah. She's about it.
If she's got tattoos, smokes, and wears a fanny pack, she puts out, right?
Oh, yeah. She definitely puts out.
And then there's a sister-looking chick on. Is she a sister on the left?
That's
like
a white
She's
turtle?
cute.
That's a white chick.
Okay. You would know.
Trying to go back to
She's
it.
the most attractive one.
Then there's a baby there. Somebody brought their baby to wrestling.
Come on.
You see? You couldn't do that now.
No, you couldn't.
That baby needs a ticket.
You probably got to pay an enormous amount of money.
Is that the same girl? Okay, dude, she is hot. All right.
I don't know, Doc.
Come here, girl.
That one to her left, which is on our right, she's either very tanned or just a
mixed, maybe.
I was gonna say there's three of them and there's three of us.
I know, right?
It's hard to tell, man, but she's very tan.
Oh yeah, that chick's that chick's so hot, bro. Dude,
She's
back
mine.
then,
She's mine. Harper gets the fanny pack girl, and Mike gets the with
That's
as if
nice.
there was any doubt. She gets the one. He gets the one who we can't tell what race she is.
Right, because you have a problem with people of color.
No,
Yeah.
your ability to flex to any race allows you to match up perfectly.
That's foul, man. What you just said. You're an asshole. Oh, man. All right. Ice Train's taking on Fred Avery. Quick match. Power slam by Train for the win.
Boy.
1, 2, 3. It's over. Doc, your thoughts?
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
Is he turning into a werewolf during this match?
Is who?
The guy with the fucking hair.
Oh, Fred Avery?
Jesus.
What about him, Harper? What are you Jesusing for?
But you can style his back hair, put some fucking LA fucking looks in there.
I mean,
brush
come
it
on.
up.
You act like you haven't seen Dutch's back before.
Well, but he's a legend.
Do you remember Dutch and Smoky Mountain Wrestling?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Dutch's back was something else. Oh, all right, Doc.
Remember what that was supposed to like? I remember as a kid that was like meant like you're a manly or a hairy chest. That was it, right?
I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Ask Zoncha. He would know.
yeah.
Why would he know?
I don't know. It sounds good.
Because he's manly.
Isn't he bald?
He is bald.
Just like Mike.
Just like Harper.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
We do get a promo from Ice Train and Ron Simmons after the match. Let's go to that right now. It's really quick. Here it is.
Win in singles competition for Ice Train, and I tell you, I kind of feel bad for you. I know everybody's getting prepared for the big Battle Bowl coming up next Saturday. And that tag team match you had last week, I know you idolize Ron Simmons. It's well known, and why not? This man is a former world heavyweight champion. But you got to go on. Your career has to go on from there, Ice Train.
I made a mistake. Tony Schiavone, a lot of great men make mistakes. I patterned my life after Ron Simmons. He was a 3-time All-American. The Train was a 3-time All-American. I want to be like Ron. I made a mistake, and all I want Ron Simmons to do is give me another chance.
Listen, let me tell you something, man. Hey, you asked for my attention. You asked for my guidance. You wanted me to give you my opinions on how you're to make it in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It is not done like that, okay? You've got to pay attention. Hey, I've made mistakes. I'm trying to get through those channels, all right?
Yeah.
And you don't get it done like that. Hey, a lot of people want to do what Ron Simmons have done. A lot of people want to be the world champion. But you can't get it done like that, all right? And believe me, brother, you cannot make any more mistakes like that. It is not done like that. You understand?
I made a mistake, and all I ask you to do is give me another opportunity, baby, next week or sometime in the later future. It's to correct it, okay?
Listen to me. Let me share this with you. Let me reiterate this again. We had a chance to win that match hands down, all right?
Mr. Simmons,
All right?
you're right, you're
I
right.
don't care if that was your mother over there with one leg. You don't jump down over there and help her. Not when we are in the middle of that ring and I'm facing you for a tag, all right? Now that's the way it is. Come on.
All right, Ron Simmons and Ice Train. Ice Train looking for that one more chance from him.
I forget how long this goes on, but it's something for a minute or two, and I'll leave it at that. Doc, any thoughts on it?
Some good advice. He might want to listen up.
Yeah. Harper, any thoughts?
No.
All right.
No.
I'm not playing this next one. Mean Gene is talking to Max Payne and wants to know where Payne stands with Johnny B. Bad, and Payne says no need to be confused. We're good. I got nothing, Doc. Did you have anything from this?
Boy, Mean Gene put on his salesman hat, and as he's leading us into this, calls Max Payne a superstar.
Yeah, don't just walk away if it's thunder outside. You might get struck by lightning making that statement.
My next comment was, Jesus Christ, this is bad.
You don't like his shirt?
I don't like anything that he's doing.
What's his sleeve say on it?
I don't know.
What?
Fashion victim?
Yeah.
It says fashion victim.
Aren't we all a fashion victim?
Yeah.
I got nothing, so I'm going to keep moving.
Yeah.
I have literally no comment about it. U.S. champion Dustin Rhodes is taking on Chris Sullivan. There is some political commentary from Jesse at the beginning because Dustin is kissing babies on his way to the ring, and Jesse wants to know if Dustin is going to be running for political office since that's what politicians love to do. Anyway, Doc, quick match. Dustin's going to hit the Bulldog and win quickly. We've seen Chris Sullivan numerous times over the years here. Any thoughts on this one?
Chris Sullivan looks like a great value Gallagher.
There you go. I remember him.
How about you, Mike?
He's let his hair grow. He used to look like a high school math teacher with just that bald spot coming in before his hair was like growing. Now he just, great value Gallagher sounds about it right.
Okay.
Dustin hits the Bulldog for the win, and that is that. From there, go to the next match. It is Arn Anderson and Paul Roma versus Paul Orndorff
Yoshi Khan.
and Yoshi Kwan. Harper, not Khan.
Who?
Yoshi Khan.
Kwan. Let me explain this. In real time, remember, this was taped prior to Halloween Havoc 93, which was on the 24th.
Jesus.
This was taped October 5th. So that's why Yoshi is here, because he hadn't been pulled due to injury yet from the pay-per-view. So you're like, remember, this was taped 6 weeks prior to this airing, and there's that. The crowd was dead for this thing. There's no energy in the building. Jesse had a nice comment at the 30:55 mark that I really thought was interesting. I'm going to play that, Doc, and then I'll go to you if you got some timestamps. But here's Jesse talking about what the fans are chanting.
Paul Roma. Well, he has become such a great tag team wrestler since his arrival here.
Now, how come the fans don't chant Paulo when Roma's in there?
Well, when they're chanting Paula, how do you know who they're talking about?
That's a good point.
They could be talking about
We need
Roma.
to pass that on to Mr. Wonderful. He won't get so upset.
I don't know. That one made me laugh, kind of.
It's clever. It's clever commentary.
Yeah, Tony was really good right there. Let's say it like that. Doc, your thoughts on this one? I just thought the crowd was dead for the most part.
Man, how many shows have we watched here from this particular day? How could they not be anything but tired?
Yeah, for real, man.
Well, this is the second half of the taping.
I'm tired of I'm tired of this, and we've spread it out here over several weeks. These motherfuckers had to sit there the whole time.
It's also very
free AC.
Right. It's also very well. It's November, so I don't know how much AC we need in Atlanta in November. But it's also like this is taped well before Havoc. Like this is 6 weeks before, so nothing.
They're not doing anything that they ain't doing nothing that's going to be hot.
Yeah.
No.
As a matter of fact, the only thing they're addressing is stuff that would have happened at Clash. And I bet you got that timestamp to stop too.
Let me see. No, go back.
It's coming. Is that the same chick?
Okay, so Harper, you get the tall one.
Oh, okay. You gotta take Junior to bed. Just say,
man,
just show up with a couple of pack of fucking baseball cards and just here.
You gotta do a
give him
Pillman?
some. I was gonna say, give him some of that kratom they gave Sabu and see what happens.
Fuck.
Harper's gonna do a Pillman. For people that don't know, go to our YouTube channel. Pillman winked at a kid who was in a crib. He was doing some plowing.
You go to the local drugstore, get a couple of comic books, and just walk in there here.
Dip. That sounds like a man that knows from experience. Now, I was just gonna say, dip his passy in some whiskey and give it back to him.
Okay.
Come on.
Yoshi Kwan accidentally kicks Harley Race as Race was trying to interfere, and then Paul Roma rolls up Kwan for the win. And that was that. I will say this: the ladies that you saw there, it even distracted Tony Schiavone for a second. Like
why wouldn't it?
He said something. He was like, "Whoa, yeah." Hold on. Let me go to. I got a note. Unless I'm misremembering this. Here it is.
Has to be without a doubt our Castrol. What was I talking about? This has to be our Castrol high performance.
He saw the women and was like, wait, what was I talking about? Did you notice a kid right next to him who's digging in his nose?
No, that's real nice.
Look at him.
I wasn't looking at the kids. So.
Little rat bastard went in his nose. All right. Well, let's keep moving unless you got something else, Doc.
I liked watching Orndorff and Arn get after it in that match.
I hear you. The Nasty Boys with Missy Hyatt are taking on Scott Studd and Tommy Angel. Jesse says Missy looks more and more like that fish rag Madonna.
Yeah.
That's fish rag.
I think I got the timestamp. 36:42. I could have swore that's what he said.
You left Scott Studd on your right. Well, you never know what happened, and there are the Nasty Boys.
You notice Missy? She's really got an influence of that dish rag Madonna, don't she? She's looking more and more like that wench all the time.
Well,
dish rag, never mind. I was like, why is he saying fish?
A dish rag.
Come on,
Mike.
Dish rag.
How about 3702?
Okay. Audio or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me that.
Harper? What's going on here?
Jesus Christ. Hold on, I gotta go back. That was
That's
something. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Wildebeest.
No way.
God. What the hell is happening there?
Well, I need Harper to tell us what's happening here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Frozen
God.
at a good one.
Oh, God, bro. Come on, but you wouldn't knock that out?
Harper,
No.
how would you just...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you would.
We ask you this all the time. She's obviously a little older.
Okay.
How? She's a little older.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of car does she drive? And I'm not even going to ask you
A
what that
Camaro.
smells like. She drives a Camaro. What is her
Or
apartment?
Firebird.
What does her apartment smell like?
Fucking cigarettes.
And kitty litter.
And kitty litter, yes.
She don't have a dog?
She's
No.
And the cat shits all over the place and she don't give a fuck.
There you go.
All right.
Good job.
Just disgusting.
God, bro.
The cat
She still
shit is
thinks
the
God-
most disgusting stuff.
Dude, you don't... Yeah. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
her cat's name is Pillman because he's a pussy that wouldn't call her back
Oh,
after
okay.
he got her number.
Wow.
Well, look at Missy.
All right. Well, let's keep moving. The people, I'm so tired of hearing this. The whoop, there it is. It's like out of hand.
Yeah.
That's all they chant. I have another timestamp, Doc, because I knew you would point this out because you and Harper are just, y'all have problems. Every time there's a female in the crowd, y'all need to pause it. So here we go.
Oh, shit. But where are these broads coming from?
We told
Those are
you
the
they're
same.
being hired to, they're plants.
The two on the right look like they're clones from the earlier broads. They're copying and pasting these bitches.
they
Dude, they're
do
hot,
look alike, don't they?
Yeah.
Hold on.
And that guy in the back with the mullet.
Okay, wait a second. There is a
This is
chance that they may have taken this match from a different taping. Because that is them. That's the same two women. They just have different clothes on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Unless they're going and changing, which
Yeah, that's the same girl.
that's the
one out in the
same
pink.
two women. Yeah, I feel like this must have been this particular match, because we've seen those two with the other clothes on in a couple of other matches. Now they're different. They have different clothes on. Maybe they just inserted this match from another taping. All right, continue, Doc.
We found that we don't really like wrestling. We just like looking at
No,
30-year-old pictures of women.
You two degenerates love discussing the crowd. That's the problem. Don't laugh. There's nothing
Because-
funny here.
Without
If
the
it wasn't-
fans, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah. And if it wasn't that, we'd be looking for the people who live downwind of the nuclear plant.
Okay. Nice one. That's a call back from Cornette, Smoky Mountain. Got it.
We're gonna play all the hits tonight.
All the hits. All right. Well, speaking of hits, the finish, Knob slams Tommy Angel and Sags comes off the top with the elbow, and the Nasty Boys win to no surprise. And there was that.
This went a while. They let Tommy Angel and Scott Stead get some offense here.
You got to fill it with something. Let's go
Sure.
now to the Nasty Boys, who are cutting a promo with Missy Hyatt.
Thank you very much. Joining me, the vivacious Missy Hyatt, along with WCW Tag Team Champion, yes, vivacious, the Nasty Boys. And by the way, the latest issue of the WCW magazine coming out this Tuesday on newsstands everywhere. Missy, I think you've heard the news that in this particular edition of the magazine, you'll have an opportunity to vote for your favorite wrestler. Do I dare ask who you're going to be voting for?
Well, like me and every other person in the world, they'll be voting for my Nasty Boys.
Missy, there's a little light in here, right there, sweetheart, huh? Oh, just kidding. Hey, wait a minute, gentlemen. 1 week from tonight, live on pay-per-view cable TV, it's going to be Battle Bowl, the Lethal Lottery. It's conceivable that you, Mr. Knobs, could be at the other end of the ring against your partner, Mr. Sang.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. The Nasty Boys have been walking the Nasty Street for many, many years. And you know what? I watch his back, and he watches my back.
The Lethal Lottery, then on to the Battle Bowl if you make it.
One thing makes me sick about the Lethal Lottery, that two geeks get to tag with me or Knobs and get a free ride to the Battle Bowl, because that's where we're going, to the Battle Bowl. That's where we're going to reunite and nasty size everybody that gets in our way. Tell them that, Mean Gene.
All right, 1 week from tonight in Pensacola live on pay-per-view. Now, gentlemen, let's address another subject here at WCW.
All right, I'm going to talk about the rest of it, but I actually thought Sags was really smart right there. Like, they make a great point. It's probably the best thing I've ever heard about Battle Bowl. It's like, hey, if you get picked with one of us, we're giving you a free ride to Battle Bowl.
I agree. I thought that was good, and I wasn't expecting that. So I'm not a huge fan of the Nasty Boy promo style, but I thought they made a good point there.
Yeah. Harper, thoughts?
I mean, if you could make this sound somewhat presentable, that's probably the only way you could.
Right. Harper's right. He's right.
Fair point.
Okay, let me ask this question. If you're a kid, though, 10 years old watching this.
This would have been great.
Okay.
Right.
Are you impressed? Battle Bowl in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, because you don't know.
Right.
And it's all new. Everything's new to you. You don't care if it's good or not. You just care if it's new.
Yeah. I mean, you could have Sting and fucking Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So they do continue the promo, and the Nasty Boys tell us there's no competition for their world tag belts. And this is where it went a little long. Steamboat comes out, and he challenges the Nasty Boys, and he says he has a partner next week, and they're going to go after those belts. So that's kind of how it wrapped up as it went on like another minute and a half. Anyway, I stopped it at that point because it wasn't like it was anything, and nothing said was off the chain or anything. It just was, meat and potatoes. Doc, any thoughts on how they wrapped up the promo, though?
We'll see where it goes.
So then Tony and Jesse, after that, they plug Battle Bowl, and we get a replay of Starrcade 91 with Mean Gene narrating how that went down, which was Sting winning the first Battle Bowl. They show various clips of Sting from 91. Then we see clips of Luger in it. They never mention Luger's name, which is funny. Luger, of course, he's in WWF right now until 95 or so. So while they show tons of clips of Luger, his name is never mentioned. Not that I thought they were taking a shot at him or anything, but it is what it is. They also show Sting at one point accepting the 1991 ring as, because remember the whole thing was it's like a Super Bowl champion. You get a ring if you won Battle Bowl. Well, there was that. So.
Right.
Doc, any thoughts, or did you notice the Luger footage and them not even mentioning Luger's name?
I saw Luger. I was fast forwarding though.
Okay. Oh, look, it's Hank Aaron and Bill Watts when they were giving Sting the ring.
Oh boy.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh boy is right.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's nice.
Look at that racist prick Watts right there. All right, let's continue. We go to Vader and Austin with Colonel Parker versus Sid and Flair. So this is the main event. They start this without commercials at the 55-minute mark. So they basically gave this pretty much the last half of the episode almost to do this. Now, as Sid comes out, the Colossal Kongs attack him, and they hold Sid down, and Vader splashes Sid on the floor. We go to commercial. We come back. Sid is being helped to the back. Flair says this match is happening, though, and we look to the entranceway, and Arn Anderson is now headed to the ring, and we end up having a brawl on the floor. Eventually, they do make it to the ring, and the crowd was dead most of this night. They finally came alive for this. Doc, I talked a lot about what we saw before the match even started, though. Do you have any thoughts how this all went down?
I was wondering what you were about to say because I was like, man, the crowd went nuts for this. They were into it. These guys got after it. They went a long time.
Yeah. And it was very hard hitting. Like I said, Sid gets splashed on the floor. He's then carried to the back, which leaves, it's going to end up being Flair and Arn who comes out to take on Austin and Vader It's a pretty big spot for Austin if you think about it too. Not that he hasn't had high profile matches, but in terms of this match though, when we finally come back, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Boy, Vader was just teeing off on Flair. Like right here, look at these shots. He's got Flair in the corner. He's just doing that Vader thing where he clubs Flair in the head, but Flair's giving it back to him and chopping him. And I mean, they were getting after it in this match. And this is why the crowd, I think, finally came alive. They're like, finally, we're seeing something here. Anyway, Doc, your thoughts, or do you have any timestamps you want me to play?
I believe this is Sid's last appearance. Is that correct?
I was going to wait till the end of the match, but yes, this is Sid's last TV appearance. He gets suspended this month. Remember, this is taped October 5th. He got suspended in November or at the end of October for the fight in Europe with Arn and the stabbing incident. Eventually, he's fired, but he's not fired until December. But this is his last TV match.
Isn't that crazy? Like, if you were Vince, you're like, hey, why'd they fire him? Oh, he stabbed Arn Anderson. Pair of scissors almost killed him. Great, let's hire him.
It's all about if you can make money.
What happened now? Fuck.
Can he draw money?
Yeah, it just depends. I think it could happen if you're a big enough star, but you got to be a big enough star. If not, nah, they're gonna let you sit on the sidelines for a while. And the only reason I say that is because, you know, not to get into the specifics of it, but look at the whole situation with Brock right now, and they ain't brought him back yet.
They will.
That's what I'm saying. Give it enough time, eventually they will.
Can you imagine him and Braun Breaker?
I'm just saying, yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, back to
Arn was always the guy he should have picked to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
Where's Paul Roma?
We don't need him.
Come on.
You knew Doc. I'm actually shocked you didn't say that first. Who?
Oh, Mike, you shared the video of him recently, didn't you?
Shared the video.
Somebody did. Of Paul Roma on the BTT page. Someone shared it.
I saw a video of him on Twitter recently.
Of him wrestling.
Paul Roma?
Yeah.
Huh.
Someone shared it on the BTT yesterday or Sunday. He's doing leapfrogs and the arm drags and everything.
Hey, if Chick Donovan can get out there and do it, I guess Paul Roma can too.
There you go. Hey man, if they're willing to pay, get that paycheck.
That's the thing I hear. I love our wrestling fans out there, but I hear wrestling fans all the time go, I can't believe somebody's getting in the ring and doing it. I'm like, well, if somebody gave you $700-800 to go flop around a ring for 15 minutes, you would do it too.
Yeah.
Especially in today's economy. Doc, they got after it in this match, man.
They sure did. Can you give me
106.40?
Let me see here. 104.12.
Audio or no?
No.
Okay. Here it is.
Rick needs to leave Rob Fuller alone.
Well, Rick is getting pounded right now by Vader. So it must have been right before that.
Okay.
Colonel Robert Parker. I'm gonna tell you about you.
They were all over the studio here.
They fought their asses off, man.
All over the place. Now, can you give me 111.44?
I'll give you that after 106.40. You know why? Because Vader catches Flair. He catches him coming off the top. Then he puts Rick on the top. Now he's going to go up and superplex him. Then watch the ring. Boom. They just bounce. Arn was bumping his ass off for Flair. Now, what timestamp did you have, Doc?
111.44.
111.44. Okay, let me go back a little bit. I'm at 111.40. Spine buster. Look at the crowd. They were into it.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, yeah.
Arn Spinebuster.
It's good to have
Vader.
It's good to have Arn back in these main events.
God, he's so
And
good.
You didn't say don't get used to it, so that makes me happy.
I'm just saying. Look at Arn bump so good. Look at Vader deliver this lariat. Arn just flopped down like he got shot with a 12 gauge. He's so good.
So the one thing here Jesse does is he does ask where Harley is.
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for you. I don't know what you want me to say.
And then my other note is these freeloaders here sucking up this free AC are getting a damn classic.
Well,
oh yeah,
that was one of my biggest notes. The rest of the show was, I don't know, kind of meh. And then you get this for like 45 minutes. And they beat the hell out of each other.
They beat the hell out of each other, and it wasn't a lot of arm bars.
Right. It wasn't Cactus and Vader beat the hell out of. It was chops. You know, Vader clubbing his opponent, Vader bumping everybody. I mean, it was just big bumps after big bumps the whole time. And they went forever. I was like, the thing that pissed me off was the finish. Or lack thereof. I got more on that in a second, Doc. Don't worry. You got any other timestamps before I go to the finish, though?
No.
All right, so let's get to it. All right, so Arn moves out of the way of a splash by Austin. They're actually trying to do Austin and Pillman's like finisher, or the rocket launcher, I should say, from the midnight. So there's like 90 seconds left in the show at that point. There's a hot tag to Flair. Flair comes in. He's rocking and rolling. Flair puts the figure 4 on Austin, but Colonel Parker rakes Flair's eyes when the ref's back is turned. So obviously, ref doesn't see it. He can't DQ anybody. Vader is then about to deliver a Vader bomb. Arn pulls Flair out of the way, and before Vader comes off the top rope, Tony screams, "We're out of time. We'll tell you what happens tomorrow night on the main event." Y'all want to know the best part about this?
They don't do that.
Okay. And my dumbass went and looked and watched to see where it was. So I checked the results from the history of WWE.com, and I can't find how this thing ended. I also went through, hold on, that was the easy part. I also went through the November 14th, 1993 main event episode that I have. And of course, this finish is not on it. And that was where it was supposed to be, according to Tony. I then said, well, maybe they missed it by a week. So I go and check the November 21st, 1993 episode of Main Event. It's not on there. At that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not looking for this anymore. If you wanted me to see it, you would have had it on the November 14th, 93 episode of Main Event, like you said it was. So if you know what happened in this finish and you were at center stage that night, DM Harper and Luke Hawks on Facebook. Let them know what happened. They will love to cover it on the next show. And they are the only ones who care at this point. That said, we do not see the finish of this. And I don't know what happens because it's not out there. So a good match, but we get no finish. And that's how they went off air for a shoot. Doc, your thoughts?
I wasn't as mad about it as you are just because I was used to that shit back in the day. What are you going to do about it,
Yeah, but they said they would show it on the next episode on Main Event.
Hey. Let's don't get too caught up on what we said we're going to do. Come on.
All right. Well, on that note, we do need to rate it and hand out the Toot Toot Award or the Rolex. Before we do so, a reminder, the only way you can listen to our Battle Bowl review is by going to Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That is tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Not only will you get that pay-per-view review, you'll get all of them dating back to 85. Plus, we've done 25 Clash of the Champions at this point. You get the JV Goon Squad shows and so much more on Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. All right, Doc, let's rate it and hand out Toot Toot or Rolex. So you're going to throw it to Harper first?
Harper, what are you going to give this thing, man?
I'm just going to give it what y'all going to give it, a B+.
How do you know what we're going to give it?
Because I know how y'all's brains work. Because I want to give it a B. Y'all are going to give it a fucking B+.
Okay. Doc?
Right?
Man, this last match was pretty much an amazing 30 minutes of wrestling.
It's more than that.
I'm gonna give it an A.
See?
Shit, if anything at the Clash had been this good, the Clash would have got more.
I'm with Doc. I got to give this an A. This main event was great. We just didn't get a finish.
But, we're the two that actually watched the episode and this match. So there is always that.
I'm not a mark for myself.
Yeah, okay, D-Man. They're working a room.
Y'all the biggest marks. Y'all the biggest marks.
We are the biggest marks.
Wait, what did you tell Harper a few shows ago? Why do you imitate Darren with, what was it? What did you say? You said
I can't help
you didn't say special person. You didn't say Bell's palsy. You said you imitate Darren. That's what you said. Why does your Darren imitation sound like you're imitating him with Bell's? It wasn't Bell's palsy, though. It was something else. Anyway, people were laughing at that. I can't.
I
don't
can't
even
help
remember.
You. I have no idea what that. Are you sure it was me?
It was you. It was definitely you. I was like, I don't know. All right, I'm giving this an A. Doc gave it an A. Harper gave it a B+, which leaves the Toot Toot and the Rolex. Doc, you want to throw it to Harper?
I guess maybe in the second 10 years we can get Harper to start liking wrestling. I don't know.
That's nice.
He's been frustrated with it this whole night.
I know.
From the start of the show till now. I love it. Doc, Toot Toot or Rolex?
Oh, that's easy. Arn Anderson is back in the scene, and he gets a Rolex.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Yes.
Harper, what about you?
Double A gets it.
Dude, the way he bumped around in this main event was unreal. It's like we've been wasting this dude, man.
Right. He's been here the whole he's been here the whole time? I thought he until he got failed their drug test. Oh,
man.
That was just Tully. Oh, well then Arn, get out there with Rick.
Okay, so Doc, what did you think? Just had one question for you before we wrap it up. What did you think about the fact that they didn't show the finish of this on the main event like they said they were supposed to?
I think they should have. It doesn't surprise me that they didn't. I mean, I'm just glad we got to see any of it instead of, what we normally get to see. But I mean, at the end of the day, they weren't ever going to settle anything here. So I'm just glad we got to see what we did.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
I like to be fair. We do call it right down the middle. Speaking of that being one of our best attributes, Mike, can you tell the people, like a while back, some of our besties out there left us some messages on Crockett's $3 a minute scam line.
Call 1-900 Crockett. Only.
Yeah. Apparently, Dman left a message for us.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is it that we think we're fucking funny, but we're not?
It's actually the only one I've heard so far. Message
Lord.
At this point for our 10-year
We're
anniversary.
So what's the plan for other people to get to hear these things in the future?
Yeah, good point. What's going to happen is, I don't know if it's going to be the next episode or the one after that, but as soon as Crockett delivers these voicemails to us with all of our wonderful listeners giving us our flowers, as soon as Crockett...
Our what?
Our flowers. As soon as Crockett gives me the voicemails, I will tack them on to the end of an upcoming episode. Try to do it in June for sure, but we'll see. As soon as I get them from Crockett, though, they will be posted on the show at the end where you can listen to your voicemail giving us a shout out for 10 years of BTT greatness and excellence.
That's some lazy bullshit that you would do is just, I'm going to take the whole file and tack it to the end. You ought to cut them up, splice them all, and then put them all in the middle of the show where people don't know where they're going to get to hear themselves. And then it's always a surprise.
Oh, I tell you what, then it sounds like you want to listen to them all. So I'll fix you up. We'll listen to them. How about that? You want to hear them?
I do.
You want to hear them and react to them? You want to listen to 30 minutes of voicemails?
I would, hey, I could listen to them all day long. But my point is that would show just a little bit of effort.
If y'all would have heard what this idiot told me offline the other day, he was like, dude, I don't know what your plan is, but I'm not listening to 30 minutes of these saps leaving voicemails. This is what this is what this asshole thinks of people, okay? He likes to sit there and act like I'm the mean one. No, it's him. He said, I'm not listening to that shit. And if you think you're going to make me, I'll just hang up.
That's nice.
What's so funny?
Right. Because how could I be a mark for myself and then run away from the place where I get to be a mark for myself?
That's what it was.
That logic doesn't hold up.
You said, Harper, why does your Dman sound like Dman with Parkinson's?
That's nice.
That's what he said. So anyway,
that's a good line. I'm glad of that one. I said that.
You see, y'all don't remember the stuff y'all say on this show. It's unreal.
Whoa,
man.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Yeah,
they will be played on an upcoming show. I'll leave it at that for now, just so y'all know. So if you haven't called at this point, it's too late. We had to get them in before the end of May. So I just wanted to point that out. Yeah. If you haven't called at this point, they had to be in by the end of May. Also,
but hey, if you wanted to get one in and you didn't, and you're going to X-Rated, just find Mike and you can record one on his phone that he can send me. How about that?
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. However, there is something there's a surprise happening after X-Rated that if you attend X-Rated and go to the bar with us after, you'll be happy you went. There's a surprise, and I'll leave it at that. You might be able to get your stuff in there, and we'll yeah, that's all we'll say. Real quick, before we do wrap up, quick reminder. You know what? I'm not paying for a blue check on Twitter or whatever these platforms are now. So when it costs you nothing if you're on Twitter or X or whatever and Facebook. It costs you nothing to repost and share the show. It helps the show out. Doesn't cost you a dime. Share it. Tell all your friends. It is greatly appreciated. You see, on Twitter especially, if you pay for the blue check, they'll amplify your post because you're paying. I'm not paying for them. I'm not paying for a blue check. So please help the show out. Repost when you see it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And on that note, I don't think I have anything else. We're still a couple weeks from X-Rated. If I mentioned it earlier in the show, if you plan on attending, I would click the link in the show description. It is there. Click it. See if tickets are still available when this comes out. They are going fast. So we'd love to see you there on Friday night, June 27th. If you are planning on attending, make sure you get those tickets ASAP. Don't wait any longer because you're going to be running out of time. And I do look forward to seeing everybody who's going to be there. And if you're going to be there, please email me, let me know. That way I'm just trying to get a head count of how many listeners we're going to have there this year. That'll greatly appreciate it. All right, Doc, anything else before we get out of here?
Hey, thanks everybody for 10 years. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the two guys in the booth here, because we're the three that make this thing happen. Good job, fellas. We pulled a decade out of this bullshit.
You're welcome, America.
And beyond. Don't forget beyond.
Just think about it like this. Harper was still in his 30s when this started.
Jesus Christ.
Think about this, Mike. We get more downloads from countries that I'm not sure we would be okay by our government to travel to than we used to get all around the world in a month.
Yeah, it's true.
You were those people. How come they don't send in messages?
Because they're having to do some nefarious shit just to get their hands on the product.
You don't remember. There was a listener, I won't say where he was from, but he was...
Kenya? Zimbabwe?
I don't remember the country, but it was a very war-torn country. And
yeah, we used to make knocks and clicks to talk to him.
And he was a real... Okay, you're an asshole. Nobody used to do that. He was a very nice guy, and he had to explain to me how he would download it. And I can't remember. He emailed it to me at one point. And anyway, his country... I wonder if this guy's still alive. He was a young dude.
They got overthrown.
Yeah. So
that's a shoot.
So
it was an African country?
Yeah, they had a shoot coup.
Yeah, it was.
That was Congo, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I don't want to be wrong, but I've not heard from him. I tried to email him, never heard back. And I just always wonder about him. I'm like, I wonder if that guy's still alive. And he was one of the ones who was in the first few years of listening, first year or two. Like, never hear from him though. And his Twitter account there's not been a post for like probably 7 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I think about things like that. You know, like
some people have real problems.
Yeah, some people do have real problems, man. On that note, thanks for listening for 10 years. And if you haven't been along for all 10, well, stay for the next 10. We'll be here, hopefully, God willing and able. We'll keep doing this thing. We'll get into those Nitro years, and Doc will have to deal with talking about Hogan, and that ought to be fun as we...
That's going to be fucking rough, dude. Holy shit.
We just get done talking about government overthrow and potential death, and Harper has to hop in with having to talk about Hulk Hogan is going to be more than his sensitive constitution can handle.
Hey, look, I got my own problems.
Dude, look, it's going to be, once they go NWO, you say what you will, Hogan's a leech and he latched onto that. But before the NWO stuff with Hogan, holy crap. That uncensored 96 bullshit is one for the record books.
Dude, I pitched a fit when it happened.
Right. Can you imagine when we finally review that dumb shit on Patreon? God. I mean, we got... Hey, it's only 2.5 years away.
Let's quit.
That moment's only 2.5 years away right now.
I'm with Harper again. I don't think I can do this.
Holy crap, that Tower of Doom cage match with...
Jesus
God, it was so bad.
Oh, fuck, man.
I remember watching it like, this is dumb.
What are we doing?
All right, well, on that note, we will finally get out of here. Thanks for listening. It's been a fun 10 years. Stay for who knows which AI character will be at the end of this show, but I don't know. I might make it a little different. We'll see. On that note, for myself, Doc, and Harper... After we've hit 10 years, we appreciate it. Let's go for 10 more. Harper, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, bitch.
All right, so here's Darren's voicemail.
Yeah, I'm hearing through the grapevine that it's the BTT 10th year anniversary. So I just want to congratulate you guys. Mike, Cox, Harper, you guys keep doing a great job. This is the Irish legend from the West Bank, the Dman. Just want to say, Harper, real piece of shit. But you're my piece of shit. You're definitely an example why lions eat their young. Cox, you're about as interesting to listen to and it's about as fun as watching Schindler's List. And Mike, he definitely got a face for podcasts. Couple of quick shout-outs. Shout out to Epcot. Shout out to Hooters Wings and Curly's. Shout out to Mary Lou Hennon of Prom. Shout out to RJ McGrady. And last but not least, shout out to the Irish Nation and all my Celtic brothers and sisters. D-Man out. You dig?
Come, bro.
What's this guy's problem?
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. God. Okay. Any thoughts? The red light is on. I'm letting y'all know I had to play that and get your natural reaction. That's why I did that.
No.
No? Okay.
And he calls us marks for ourselves?
Come on, leave D-Man alone.
This is AI Bill Watts. I can't believe there are people like you who listen to these morons and buffoons. What kind of sap and mark do you have to be to listen to these slapdicks? You must have a terrible life if these jackoffs entertain you. Let me tell you something, brother. I've been around this business longer than most of you internet podcasters have been alive. I built territories with blood, sweat, and discipline, not sitting in a basement with a microphone talking into the void like Mike, Doc, and that raspy-voiced sideshow Harper. Booking the territory? More like butchering the territory, one awful hot take at a time. Mike wants to act like he's some kind of wrestling historian because he got his dick wet on the indies in the 90s. Son, if you ever stepped foot in my locker room, you wouldn't make it 5 minutes before Ernie Ladd told you to hit the bricks. And Doc, he's out there pretending to be tough. I've seen tougher men get pinned in 30 seconds by a rookie on their first night in Tulsa. Doc couldn't call a headlock if it was applied to him while he was watching tape in slow motion. And then there's Harper. Lord help us. Sounds like he gargled gravel and smoked a carton of menthols just to get on the air. He's the kind of guy who thinks the Freebirds were better musicians than they were wrestlers. I've had tougher conversations with a cattle prod. As for the people listening to this mess every week, you folks call yourselves fans? You're not fans. You're enablers. You sit there, nodding along while these three slapdicks slap each other on the back for remembering what happened on a 1993 episode of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, as if that's going to put butts in seats in 2025. Back in my day, fans knew what good wrestling was. Now, you get excited when someone like Harper mispronounces Massachusetts and says Massachusetts. You people are fucking pitiful. So go ahead and give these fucking clowns and wannabes their flowers for 10 years of pathetic classic wrestling audio. I'll be over here getting the next generation of stars ready like my boy Eric. This is AI Bill Watts, and I'm out this bitch.
Get that cold drink, lean back against the old learning tree for some wrestling education. What have you got today?
Well, here we go. Today's learning tree is a question from someone from Twitter. And this person calls himself the Smoky Mountain Negro. His question is 2 parts. He asks, were you ever worried about booking Norvell Austin as a heel in places like Harlan, Kentucky, and other towns down south? And what percentage of the audience in the southeastern Knoxville area was black? Great question.